Supreme Court do?
Well, it's got to happen pretty soon because the primary elections, at any rate, get underway on the 15th of January in Iowa. So they come pretty thick and fast in the coming months, and the court will be cognizant of that. So there'll be a lot of pressure on the justices in the Supreme Court to take up the case. The Republicans in Colorado, Republican Party, have already asked the Supreme Court to take up the case. We haven't heard any details about when or how they plan to do that. They'd have to take oral arguments, don't forget. They don't go away and think about it for a bit, but they will be under pressure to get this thing sorted pretty quick. And of course it comes at a time when they're not just being asked to adjudicate on whether Donald Trump is ineligible to run as a former person for alleged crimes committed while he was president. So there's a couple of great big stonking constitutional questions that those 9 justices, 6 more conservative leanings, 3 more liberal leaning, are going to have to decide in really quite short order.
The election next year too, but only one candidate has a realistic chance. Our Russia editor Stephen Rosenberg reports now on how hopes of democracy have faded since the end of the Soviet Union.
It was December 1993, and I was sitting in my flat in Moscow watching what must have been one of the first ever election night result shows on Russian television for a parliamentary election. That night, as well as the Duma, Russians also approved a new constitution. The constitution, which many years later Vladimir Putin would change through a referendum to give himself the chance of 12 more years in power. I can tell you now, pretty much, what the result of next March's Russian presidential election will be. Vladimir Putin will win, and with a landslide. Russia's current political system is Putin's political system. His rules, his election. And although his will not be the only name on the ballot, the president's most high-profile opponents have either fled into exile or been put in prison. What's more, the Kremlin controls television. Vladimir Putin receives lots of airtime. And on TV, he's much praised, never criticized.
Поддерживаем ваше решение выдвинуться в следующем году на выборы.
An example is a young TV reporter from northeastern Russia. At Vladimir Putin's end-of-year press conference recently, he stood up and declared, "We all support your decision to run in next year's election because you've been in power as long as I can remember." There are many Russians, like Alexander, who simply can't imagine anyone else in the Kremlin. Not because they idolize Vladimir Putin. They just see no alternative to him. I've often heard people here